So, when was the last time you actually used these? I don't know about you, but I spent an incredible amount of time thinking about pedals and modelers, EQs, presets, amps, all the different ways that I can shape my sound further down the signal chain. And then I'll plug in, put the guitar volume and tone knobs at 10, and then leave them there. But over the last year or so, I've started wondering if I'm leaving a couple of really useful tools in the toolbox. When I was younger, my guitar setup was pretty simple. I had a guitar, maybe a couple pedals, and an amp. And back then, I did actually use the volume knob as my guitar's master volume control. If I needed less guitar, I turned it down. If I needed more guitar, I turned it up. Pretty revolutionary stuff, right? As things got more complicated, I started moving more of that control away from the guitar. I added more pedals. Gain and EQ started getting handled further down the signal chain. And eventually, I got one of these. The good old Ernie Ball VP Jr. volume control. For quite a while, this became my primary volume control. I don't know when, and I don't know why, but somewhere in there, my guitar volume pretty much just went to 10. The tone knob was probably even worse. That had basically always lived wide open. And if I wanted to change the tone, I'd just do it somewhere else in the rig. So eventually, the volume and tone knobs on my guitar just kind of defaulted to being at 10, just wide open. It's actually kind of ridiculous. I don't think I was necessarily choosing those settings. I just stopped thinking about them. The more control I added downstream, the less the knobs on the guitar got turned. But recently, and I say that kind of as a relative term, I've started changing that. Part of that has been this guitar. I actually picked up the PRS Tremonti Signature this year, and the bridge pickup in this thing is pretty hot. And I found myself using the volume knob a little differently because of it. I've moved from thinking, how loud is my guitar, to what am I sending into the rest of my rig? So I actually want to listen and show you what I mean. For everything that you're about to hear, I'm using the Tremonti on the bridge pickup. From there, we're going to go right into the reference rig we built a few weeks ago. It's got the Walrus 385 going into the JHS Panther Cub, into the Walrus Audio Slow from there, and then finally to the ACS1. I'm going to leave all of that alone. The only thing we're changing is what's happening on the guitar. On a passive guitar like this, rolling back that volume isn't only changing the level. It's also going to change how hard I'm hitting that 385. And depending upon the setup, that can change how those gain stages respond. So let's try it. On this guitar, I think 10 sounds great. It's wide open, it's that hot pickup, it just works. But I also really like the way 8 sounds, kind of on that 80% up, not quite wide open, choking it just a little bit. That kind of feels more practical, and then maybe you give it that more horsepower when we're taking it up to 10. 5 felt a little thin to me. I don't know how much I would use that. Feels a little too choked, and for that I would rather back off the gain or pull that 385 off and then leave the volume up. And this is the part that I think I may have been oversimplifying when I've been using that volume pedal. If I'm controlling volume farther down the signal chain, I'm changing a sound that's already gone through some of those pedals. Here, I'm changing what I'm feeding into them in the first place. They're different tools, which got me wondering, what if 10 isn't my starting point? This is one of those things that I've been experimenting with since I've gotten the Tremonti. Instead of dialing in my rig with the guitar volume wide open, I've started trying to dial it in with the guitar volume around 8-ish. Now, I'm definitely not saying that everybody needs to put their guitar volume on 8. And 8 isn't an exact measurement here. It's just a useful reference point that I've just kind of landed on. What I'm interested in is leaving myself somewhere to go. So let's try that. What I actually noticed, I don't know that there was a significant change in volume, but a bigger change in attack. Definitely pushed a little bit further into that breakup tone. And I do feel like it was hitting that 385, obviously just a little bit more aggressively. And I like it. That's that little extra control that we have right here at our fingertips. And that's really the idea. If I've built my entire rig around this guitar, giving it everything it's already got, there's nowhere farther to go from the guitar. It's saying, that's all I got, coach. But if I've built my normal sound somewhere below that, I've still got going to 10 sitting there waiting for me. Maybe I need it. Maybe I don't. But now I've got another available gear. Now let's not forget this other little knob. The tone knob has followed a pretty similar path for me, except for I might have ignored this one even more. For years, I've probably just left it wide open. If the guitar sounded too bright, too dark, or whatever, I'd just adjust the amp or something else in the rig. But over time, and part of this is from watching other players, and part of it's from experimenting myself, I have found that I often like the sound of the guitar with that tone knob rolled back just a little. With the passive tone control, having it at 10 isn't adding more trouble. As I roll the control back, I'm progressively taking some high frequency content out of the signal before it even gets to the rest of the rig. Let me show you. Obviously, having it 1 or at 10 sound dramatically different. And that's not really the point for me. I'm probably not going to spend very much time with that tone volume completely closed, unless I'm trying to go for something intentionally very different. I'm more curious about what's happening between something like 8-ish and 10. Obviously, this is one that in a controlled environment like this, it might be really hard to quantify that difference between those two settings. If you really want to choke it down to a 5 or 6, you start to notice that tone darkening up quite a bit more. But playing live, having that control at your hand, especially if it's just feeling too bright, is a handy tool to have at our fingertips. In the studio, I'm probably still pretty much a set and forget. I control the environment, and if something isn't right, I can stop and change it. Playing live is different. The room changes, the PA changes, and even who's mixing you changes, and the band changes. And sometimes the guitar just sounds a little hotter or brighter than I intended or expected. I can't exactly stop everybody in the middle of a song so I can make that minor adjustment to my pedal board, but I can do this. And I can do this. I'm just making a small adjustment at the guitar, and I can do all that without even stopping playing. Now, I'm obviously not getting rid of my control or utility on my pedals, and I'm not really looking to simplify everything back down to just a guitar and an amp. I do like having the control that's on my pedal board. As my rigs became more capable, I gradually started moving more and more control downstream. And somewhere in that process, these stopped becoming tools and just got set to 10. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with putting your volume and your tone on 10. Sometimes, and you might even say most of the time for some of you, that might be exactly the sound that you're looking for. But I do think that it's different if you're putting it on 10 because it's an intentional sound that you chose, and then just putting it on 10 because you forgot or had a different option. These knobs really are tools. They're already under our fingers. Don't be like me and leave them in the toolbox. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.